Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and your nose looks cute as a button today. Man, it's about the cutest thing about you after your eyes, your smile, and frankly, your cheeks. I'm here today courtesy of Sweetwater with the Loopdeck CT. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. There's an affiliate link in the video description if you're interested in getting this or anything else from Sweetwater. I highly implore you to consider using that link. It costs you $0 extra and is a great way to support the channel. So thank you, Sweetwater, and thank you to everybody who uses that link. But let's get to the Loupedeck. Now, I don't usually make grand declarations at the beginning of a video, but this has really changed my workflow for the better. It allows me to rely less on this mouse, which is a great mouse, but I hate pointing, clicking, trying to find, different things under files, under settings, struggling to bounce between different workflows, apps, programs, etc. on my computer, and especially in Premiere Pro. If you're new to this channel, I'm a gear demo artist, thus all this stuff in the background, and I edit in Premiere several times a week. And this has made editing so much faster. So I'm going to go get into the basics, how I use it for Premiere Pro, and show you that you're not just going to buy this device for one program, you're going to use it across a lot of software on your computer, including Excel, Ableton or Studio One if you have that, the entire Adobe suite, and more. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to show you is the Windows default screen, and I'm on a Windows computer, thus the Windows default. But there are different profiles you can activate on Loupedeck, and you can find new profiles through their software directly. So 226 different profiles with Windows. We have plugins, sound packs, overlays, applications, all sorts of things. So you see Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, InDesign, Reaper, Slack even, PowerPoint, Audacity. This is such a great creator tool, and it really is catered to people who create content like me. And if you're watching this video, probably like you. So on this home screen, you can customize all of the different elements, all the buttons and stuff, and anything that has something assigned to it is lit up. So if we go over to the actual Loupedeck over here, you can see buttons 4 through 8 not lit up because there's nothing assigned to them. But if I wanted to assign something to them, I would go back into the program and I would select something. So if we have our operating system, we can see some of the things that we use with the mouse perhaps. Those don't make a ton of sense to click, but things like print screen, scroll lock separator, sleep tab, you can assign those. I tend to use open application perhaps if there's an app you like to use. So we click on open application and we select what application we want to open. I did not know I could have TikTok on my computer, so that's interesting. But let's go ahead and select Adobe Premiere Pro. Save that as a custom option. Click and drag that over to this button. So now every time I hit 4, I'm going to open Premiere Pro. That's pretty handy. I also have emojis, so I just tapped on that emoji button and it appeared on the screen. I have a stopwatch and a date. Obviously, I never stopped this stopwatch from last night. And now it's going again, so let's stop it again. I even have options here to turn up the volume on my computer, turn up the brightness, things like that. And if you look over at the software here on the edges, that will tell you what each wheel over here is assigned to. You can press it and you can scroll that wheel. So very, very neat. But we're here specifically to talk about Premiere Pro. I've been using this again for a few weeks. It's really helped my workflow. I went ahead and immediately downloaded the Premiere Pro profile, and this is what it looks like. So this is how it looks in the software itself. This was largely the default, and I find the default settings, what basically the, I guess, plugin profile came with, to be really, really good, really appropriate for my workflow. That being said, I have made some adjustments in here. So I've added an easy view from this home screen for my effects control panel, to view my audio track mixer, one to start a new project. I've customized that with an icon of Slowpoke, and one to synchronize my audio files. I will show you more how to make that and how to customize it a bit later, but for now, I want to show you some of the different things you have within this for Premiere Pro, and then we'll get into editing a project with it. So the first thing we have over here that you may see is editing, color, and audio. These green buttons open folders that have more options in them. So this is going to be your editing suite, your color suite, and your audio suite. Along the side, we also have system volume, project, and sequence if you want to create a new sequence, for example. I've added basic auto tone and basic tone reset here. I don't really use those, but I added them anyway. So let's go ahead and open Premiere Pro. Click back a few times. And one thing that's cool about the Loupedeck is that it will automatically change its profile based on what program is open and active. So for example, if I click into Streamlabs, which is what I'm using to record my screen, over on the camera here, you will see it has changed to my Streamlabs settings, but that's not what we want to look at. We want to look at Premiere Pro. So I have in here a video of me. It's kind of a test thing I made for this particular project. This is me showing how I use Loupedeck in Studio One, mainly for editing. So let's go ahead and start using some of these hotkeys. Obviously, I don't need to create a new project. I already have one, but let's go into editing. Let's select all, go back again, and synchronize. So synchronize is not a natural hotkey in Premiere Pro. On Windows, if you do Control-Alt-K, you can assign pretty much any function to a hotkey. I assign synchronize, because I use it a lot, to F7, and then I use that F7 command to create a new icon and button on the Loupedeck. So I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to show you how I did that while this actually synchronizes. So you want to create a new task that's not one of the defaults in Premiere Pro. There are a lot of options in here, and these are generally all assigned to hotkeys. So you click on, in this bar here, Premiere Pro for the Premiere Pro specific functions. You could click and drag any of these into your home. So keyboard shortcuts, let's say we did that. We want to customize it. I've downloaded some custom iconography. So let's do the shiny Snorunt. That's one of my favorite shiny Pokemon. And we can have text. Keyboard. Not the most beautiful thing in the world, but that's a good way to quickly get to keyboard shortcuts. Let's say I want to unassign this, and let's show you how you would do a custom action. So I click over here on custom, and then I click keyboard shortcut. I'm going to name it sync, and to record shortcut, you just click on your keyboard whichever keys you would pick to activate that shortcut. If you don't know what they are, you can, again, pull those keyboard shortcuts in Premiere Pro. They're also very easy to find online. So I've made F7 my keyboard shortcut there, but you could also do Control-Alt-K, all those things you would do at once, but I'm just going to do F7. I am going to edit this because I want it to look cute, and I'm going to once again go with this Alolan shiny Muck. Lots of fun shinies. I don't actually have this one in the game. And you can even change the LED button color. That's not something I'm going to do. And then we click save. That's now a custom stored action. Click and drag. And if we pan back over here, it is back on the Loupedeck itself. Let's check in on that synchronization progress. It looks like it's done. That's awesome. So now I want to go to the beginning, set my in, set my outs. So obviously I started recording on the Loupedeck first, but I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to go ahead and zoom over here, and we'll see it looks like I had a couple false starts. So I'm going to click over there looks like maybe over here. I actually got going. I clapped in. And let's zoom into there. And inch over a bit. Great. So I believe set in is control 4, but if I'm ever unsure, I can go back to the Loupedeck marketplace and look. And yes, 4 is mark in, 5 is mark out. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that in. That's so easy. All right, I'm gonna unselect all because I don't wanna accidentally do anything with those other elements. So looking at some of these other blue views, let's look at tracks. And tracks is where you can select the different tracks. So if I want to just select video 1, I click there and it highlights video 1, video 2, video 3. This is one I don't use a lot. I actually do find it fine to just click on some of these videos, but if you don't want to or you get faster, that's something that you can do that way. If that's just going to be how you work better. If you really want to eliminate the mouse, that is one way to do it. So what I'm going to do now is I want to start editing the screen. So I have my intro, I'm scrolling. By the way, this wheel, it scrolls and it's a very slow scroll, but that's kind of nice to have. So I'm going to zoom in, you can see it scrolls fairly slowly, but that's really nice for fine tuning. My only complaint is that I wish I could scroll on one of these buttons, push down and scroll faster. I have some devices that enable you to do that. So let's say I'm going to zoom out, click over here. I'm not sure what I'm doing in this part of the video, but let me go ahead and say I want to create cuts there and zoom in on this and crop this part of the video so that I, as a body, am only appearing in the corner. So I am going to go to Effects over here, and I'm going to have this selected. I'm going to add crop. And you'll see that this crop has appeared in my editing panel. I'm going to click crop right there, and that's going to change what these dials do. So look at the sides there. Hit crop, and now it's left, right, edge, feather, top, and bottom. Those are the things that you need for a crop. So I'm going to crop my left, crop my right, and crop the top down a little bit. So that's great, but now I want to change the motion again because I don't actually want to be that big and I want to be in a corner. So I'm going to click motion. I'm going to change my X-axis position and my Y as well. And you can really fine tune this. If you look, it is moving really precisely, not quite one, not like 0.1, but obviously 10 points. I can also scale up and down. So let's say I want to be that small, because apparently you can put baby in a corner. And there I am, I've moved to the corner. That was a lot easier than clicking over here and like dragging. That feels very imprecise to me. I'm not very comfortable. Like, I've used a mouse my whole life. I'm still not extremely confident in using it in that way. So you can do that for any element you click on. Let's say I also want to, let's say I didn't want to actually show the Loupedeck there. I can crop, delete that part, and oh my goodness, I was recording everything else in 4K, but my screen was not. So I will need to zoom this whole screen, scale that up 200%. Beautiful. So now I am talking about the software with the software as the background, me small in the middle, and you don't see the middle screen of the device itself. That's pretty neat. But I don't like to do the cropping and stuff first. I do like to start with audio, but I thought you might want to see that one first. So let's go ahead, hit back again, and go into audio. So this enables you to change the, for example, volume level of certain things. Go back, go over to audio, and let's say we want to adjust the gain. So that pulls up a screen. How much do you want to adjust the gain by? very precise. And then you would just type in the number that you want the gain increased by. So final thoughts, you're probably not going to buy Loopdeck CT just for one singular program on your computer. But if you incorporate it into your different workflows, I think you're going to find that this is a real game changer for a lot of people who don't like pointing and clicking. I hate pointing and clicking. I have done it my whole life. I've never liked it. I was like probably 8 learning hotkeys on how to do different things on computers in like computer class because I just really hated using a mouse that much. Always have. Like I learned control save, obviously save as, all these different hot commands when all my friends didn't want to be bothered to memorize that stuff because I really hate using a mouse. I've done a demo on the PreSonus Fader Port 8 production controller because I hate using a mouse in Studio One. And I've tried out other devices similar to Loupedeck that are tactile, and they're great, but you do have to memorize every single element of them. And that's easier to do in programs that you use a lot, but it takes a while to incorporate that workflow. My advice, if using a Loupedeck or even anything similar, is to go through your process of editing a video or editing a song or some photos and write down everything you do in that step process. Figure out what the hotkeys are for that. And if Loupedeck's default doesn't have those options, or if they're kind of hidden, go ahead and use the ability in the software to custom program Loupedeck to best work for you. Listen, if you value your time, just even shaving off seconds turns into shaving off minutes in your daily routine. That can be very, very worth it. So thank you again to Sweetwater and Loupedeck for sending me this in exchange for a review. I can't recommend it highly enough. I know they sell different versions of this. This is the CT. It's a little bit more advanced. It has some more controls, but I think even the more basic one is really going to make a difference in your workflow as long as you take the time and really learn it, invest it, set it up. And frankly, I find this a lot easier to set up than other tools that I've used before where you do have to program everything individually. So big ups to Loupedeck. This device puts a smile on my face, it really does. And I'm a fan. If you're looking to get this once again, if you're looking to get this or anything else from Sweetwater, please consider using the affiliate link in the video description. It's a great way to support the channel, doing things you're probably going to do anyway. It costs you no extra money, but we do get a small portion of those proceeds shared with us. And it always makes me smile when I see somebody has used it because it means you're doing something for yourself, you're getting something for yourself, and I maybe had a small part in that. But to everybody out there, please like, comment, subscribe for more content. You can leave a thanks or a super chat if you so choose. No pressure there. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/getoffset. We have merch at getoffsetpodcast.com/shop. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. You cutie. Goodbye.